runners wanna be ill, the spot runners, thinking it can't happen till I trap. None of that, your facts are backwards. Nas is a rebel of the street corner, pulling it out the dresser. Police got me under.
It's the 2K Show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie.
Another one.
DJ Khaled.
Starting at the Underdog.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the home of the Thunder. We're broadcasting from the Chesapeake Energy Arena. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan with Mark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Let's check out Toronto's starting lineup. Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3 spot. There's the bucket, good.
Now how about how he sets his man up there, runs it right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Westbrook kicks to Durant. Back to Westbrook. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Durant wide open. He fires. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Lowry kicks to Patterson. The reverse. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists in the game.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Now here's Westbrook. And stolen by Patterson. One-on-one here. Passes it to Valanciunas. And it's blocked by Adams. They recover it. DeRozan against Westbrook. 4 on the shot clock. It's DeRozan with the drive.
Good, just like soup. A little more ferocious, though.
Okay, Clark approves, everybody.
Yeah, but that's how you finish strong. Young fella's wearing the rim out.
Westbrook can't get it to go.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Carroll. Kicks it to Patterson. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors able to retain possession here.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Durant. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And DeRozan kicks to Carroll. From 20 feet out. The Thunder pull it in. It's Durant on the wing. Good work defensively by Lowry.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Carroll kicks to DeRozan. We've got 1:48 left in the first quarter. And it's Carroll in the corner. And it's Durant with the rebound. Thunder have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Well, the one word you can use to describe the Raptors postseason last year, disaster. I mean, Greg, nothing went right for them.
Yeah, I mean, after that great regular season, they were completely just manhandled by the Wizards, swept out of the first round in 4 straight.
Enes Kanter's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dion Waiters comes in for Andre Robertson. And here's the fast break. Durant leading the way. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Well, I tell you, the Raptors really were befuddled with how that series went. I mean, they just never got things going and became the first team to get swept with home court advantage in the playoffs since 2011.
Now here's Patterson. It's tipped. It's stolen by Ibaka. And now it's Waiters running. He can go all the way. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. Powell, the pass to Valanciunas. He dishes it to Patterson. Here's Joseph. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Hey guys, you look at the Raptors last season and how they stumbled at times. You could see that they would have trouble in the postseason with the way they were constructed. I don't think anybody saw a sweep coming, but that's where they ended up being.
Now here's Waiters. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. On the shot clock, pass to Kanter. Durant for 3, and the shot is good. Durant's got 5. Here's Valanciunas, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
To the middle, here's Ibaka.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's...
He got it! Just in time! What a shot! And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like, all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, got him outside of himself and toughened him up a little bit. No question about that. Wow, 18, that's mind-boggling.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Raptors.
Fellas, they're passing the ball the way you're supposed to here in this first half.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
So the Raptors 5 right now. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Scola. And it's Lowry in at the point. Mark, one thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Toronto leading by 5. Here's DeRozan. And it's Randy Foye with the rebound. And so it's Oklahoma City with it. From deep, Morrow. Adams with it. Biyombo on him. Feeds it to Singler. Puts up a 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
Hey, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Adams dishes to Morrow. Here's Singler. The Thunder with another miss. The Raptors shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. And that one's good. 6 points for DeMar DeRozan.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Roberson is checked in for Anthony Mark.
Andre Roberson.
Now here is Lowry, covered by Foye. Scola, no up. Under Thunder trailing by 9. And Roberson kicks to Adams. Planks the dunk off the rim. And here again, the Raptors in transition. Up the court they go.
Reverse that one home. Now that was nice. Real nice.
The agility on display.
Yeah, you love that body control.
How about the power and grace on that finish?
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. The thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball, created in his own shot. But sometimes he would create for others too. But he settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Here's Singler. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. They get Luis Scope.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014. Was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Now he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan.
Norman Powell.
Here's Toronto now. They've scored 10 straight. Ross with a wide open look, kept alive. Scola passes to Biyombo, and he jams it with authority.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Thunder trailing by 16 to the paint. Here's Adams, lays it up and banks it in. Adams has got 6.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Lowry kicks to Biyombo. Deep 2 from Ross. Bank shot, no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Singler for 3, and the shot is good.
Singler for 3.
Singler's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The shot by Lowry, wide open. Off target with his 3. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. It's been said time and time again that playing in Oklahoma City is one of the tougher places to play in the league. Last year we saw it as well. This place, Greg, gets so loud when the Thunder are rolling.
And even though the Thunder missed the playoffs, the Chesapeake Energy Arena was as loud as ever. Really helps when you are the show in a city.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And even though the injuries hurt the Thunder, last year at home they were still as strong as ever. A home record of 29-12 is pretty darn good. Unfortunately, they were in a very tough Western Conference.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Adams. Durant comes in for Enes Kanter. Dion Waiters checked in for Singler. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Randy Ford. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for Oklahoma City.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And part of why the Thunder were so good at home was their attention to detail on the defensive end of the floor. They were a top 5 defense at home. They had the best rebound differential in the league at home.
Now here's Westbrook. Defense right on him. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
59 seconds left now here in the second. Westbrook, no good.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Toronto leading by 11. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Got a piece of it. Westbrook with the steal. And again, Oklahoma City running the court in beautiful jam.
Such a strong finisher on the.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Here's Powell. Sinks the three-pointer. Powell's got 5 points now in the quarter. 5 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Westbrook. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. That'll do it for the first half. Toronto ahead. They lead.
Thanks, Kev. Coach Casey, you head into halftime with a bit of a cushion here. How do you keep up this intensity for the rest of the game?
Well, maintain the disposition. I think we got to have a tough mental disposition against this team because they're going to keep playing. They know how to play the physical game. We did a good job in that half. We've got to maintain that.
Coach, thank you for the time. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you for the great interview, Doris. We'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Things really started to heat up in that second quarter as they put together some nice runs and were able to pull out to a 12-point lead. And let's get your thoughts, big fella, on the Raptors.
Well, the shots were dropping for them. I mean, they was just dropping out of everywhere, dropping out the ceiling, dropping out the popcorn guy's man's hand, whatever. It didn't matter what the defense was. They found a way to get a good look almost every time.
And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Now it's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Thunder, Durant the 3 and Ibaka the 4. Andre Robertson out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in at the center position.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
Raptors leading by 18. DeRozan against Adams. Back to DeRozan. All alone. Cannot hit. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. He lobs it up. And Kevin Durant with the slam.
A surreal alley-oop that time, partner.
The pass, Clark, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
Precision at its finest.
And guys, it had to be because not nearly as easy a play as they made it look. And guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
G8, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Big time play at the basket right there, fella.
And the highlight replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
Anthony Morrow's checked in for Andre Robertson. The Raptors also with a sub. Ross is checked in.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has. to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for two. And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space four. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
And again, no good by Toronto. Thunder trailing by 15. It's Durant with the drive. And then
really scored most of their points, but he can't score them all, guys. He's going to have to get somebody else to step up.
Westbrook with the steal. And now here's Durant, the fast break opportunity. Again, Oklahoma City.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up, and you can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more systems just like that.
Toronto calls timeout. When you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
Count that one.
Kyle Lowry.
And it's 6 points for Kyle Lowry.
And an open path to the hoop there. Easy bucket. We've seen that far too many times today.
Over to the wing. Back to Westbrook. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunk's the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker.
And for Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you that Allen Iverson I always felt was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor checked in for Adams. Waiters comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Foy in for Russell Westbrook. And the foul called on Bismack Biyombo. The Thunder shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them.
Durant just inside the line. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
You know, they're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories. Rebounds just being one of them.
From downtown, Durant with another miss.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Biyombo dishes to Powell. And DeRozan. Here we go. It's blocked. They retain possession. Scola passes to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. And the Thunder making a switch here. Robertson's checked in. Damari Carroll's checked in for the Raptors. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Down low, Biyombo kicks to Powell. Buries the long-range jumper. Powell's got his third basket of the night right there.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the fourth.
Yeah, it's hard to tell on that one. And so a good time to go to the replay and just to make sure if he got it off on time.
Yeah.
Welcome back with more action. starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Here's Waiters on the court for Toronto to start the fourth. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Lowry out there with Corey Joseph. And it's Carroll in its small forward.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Here's Westbrook. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's Valanciunas, and the layup's good off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
And let's get your guys' take now.
I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. Had a bunch of second chance points.
Kevin Durant's checked in for the Thunder. And Toronto also making a switch. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Corey Joseph. And though he's been working on his offensive skills, defense and rebounding are Valanciunas' bread and butter. That was the case with him when he was playing in Lithuania, Clark, and it's the case now.
It still sure is the case. I mean, it's hard to find a guy with this combination of size, athleticism, and fluidity. Just a tad over-aggressive at times, but I'd rather have to turn a guy down than to turn him up.
And watching Valanciunas rebound, it's clear he has all the tools. Great anticipation, really looks to box out. Strong vertical, might just need to add some strength to become a perennial 10-rebound-a-game guy.
And for Valanciunas, he's been working on his defensive consistency. Last year, he actually increased his blocks per game while lowering his fouls per game. That's a big step forward in his development.
Second free throw, no good. And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
Well, one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Pass to Roberson. Dishes it to Durant. And it's out of bounds to the Thunder as Oklahoma City retains possession.
Timeout call for the Thunder.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scorer.